To put it bluntly.
Accessibility podcast, to put it bluntly.
Hello, everybody. We are back.
Where am I? What is this?
This is
a podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast. Two white guys
It's
on a
been 84
podcast.
years.
It's been, we're back. Hey. So, apologies. It's 100% my fault. I went and did this thing and got a job.
Yeah, you got a. You got a job.
I got a job, and I've just been the old routine throwing me out doesn't work well. So, but we're back, and I know it's been a long hiatus, and it's 100% my fault, and we're back. That's all that matters. We are on episode 26, and as you can see above us, if you're watching on YouTube, we're on season 2. But yeah, that's enough about me. Cameron, how the hell are you, sir?
Yeah, not too bad. Had a big change recently myself. Become jobless, homeless, not homeless. I haven't become homeless.
No,
Please don't donate.
You'd be on my sofa,
job.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just jobless, and unfortunately, I had to put my indie studio into dormancy because of the state of the industry, and could come back. You know, never know. But yeah, for now, I'm on the job hunt, and just basically doing what I was doing, just without being able to say I'm a studio director. I'm an ex-studio director. So, yeah.
But
Been a quiet month.
it's been a quiet month, but I think you did a LinkedIn post, and I think there was a lot of comments on there that hit the nail on the head. And it was, you tried, it can come back, but you also made a difference with the jams and everything like that. It's
Yeah. I definitely want to continue doing them. It's just finding the right sort of, I don't know, like, not people to help, obviously, because that's sort of reaching out to the right people, getting the word out there. And obviously, yeah, because I think the first one was really successful. We had 4 games, which, for a game jam doesn't seem much, but that's 4 people that, 4 teams have put thought into accessibility, and then the second one's a bit less successful with only 1, but to be fair, they were the only one entered, so they were guaranteed the win. And then the third one was in the process of starting, but I didn't feel like it was really developing as I wanted to, so I just said, all right, I'm going to put this on hold for now till I get a better hold of things, and then it will come back. The company, the game jams definitely will come back, 100%. But enough about myself. How has the work been?
It's good. We are.
That you can talk about, obviously.
Yes. So
you are under NDA.
NDA. It's great. So I am a junior accessibility specialist at Manycat Studio, working with the wonderful Chris Goodyear and Harriet Frayling, who has been on the podcast, and Chris will be one of the next 3 guests as well. So Chris's episode will be live at some point soon. So recording a podcast with your boss is always a bit rocky ground, I can imagine.
Yep.
No, it's going really well. I'm enjoying it. I'm learning a lot, and yeah, it's really nice. It's good. It feels like we were just on our way back from Cambridge with the wife after a date night, and she just sat in the car. She was like, "I'm proud of you because it's paid off." And it was nice because it has been a lot. Like, I know we all joke and say just play games for a living and have done for the last 5 years, but it's paid off and it's nice.
Yeah.
And that's enough about me. Let's so we've got some plans for this episode.
Right, you've got to show off the award. Come on. I've put all our work into promoting.
So yeah, me and Cameron attended GA Conf, which I'm pretty sure we are going to probably do a special about that with someone that we met there. Hello, sorry about that. It wouldn't be an episode back for the first time in a few weeks if we didn't have technical difficulties. As Cameron wanted me to show off, I picked up my GA Conf award. So yeah, I got in my hand the Advocacy Award that was awarded to Mathew, the wobbly game at Allcock, at the GA Conf Awards 2024. So yeah, that lives on my shelf.
He's now looking to defend his title. Next year.
Yeah. No. I am hoping to see the same people in the lineup, except myself, obviously, because I do think they should be recognised, if not more than myself. So, yeah, no. It's been a busy few weeks. We've had GA Conf together. Cameron's first in-person GA Conf.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that in another episode. We're going to
Wrote an
just
article about it, which will be in
in the fun culture. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Film culture. Yep. In the
And
episode when we talk about GA which we're recording soon, I imagine.
yeah.
When we both got time.
Yes, and yeah, no. So there's been lots of stuff happening in the gaming world, so we'll talk about that. Then we're going to go over to Open Goal,
The return of Open
the
Goal.
return of Open Goal, to discuss Cameron's championship predictions, which are interesting, and
I did get some bang on.
then we will
Some
discuss
positions bang on.
Arsenal's Champions League exit, I think, and
Others I didn't as well.
yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, just a general catch-up episode.
Yeah,
just to catch up
and remind ourselves how we do this, I think, just as much as anything.
Yeah.
So, Oblivion came out. I had to say, you knew it was coming. Oblivion Remaster came out, and it happened, and
he cried because he was in a meeting.
I nearly cried. I was in a meeting.
He was in a meeting, yeah.
Yeah, but I knew, no, it happened, guys. It happened. So again, watch out for a special on that, because we've got some returning guests to come in to speak about that. One of them who picked Oblivion as his favourite game, and then we've got a guest as well on that same episode who has never played Oblivion, so keep an eye out for the Oblivion special. See, we are going to be pumping out the content soon. It's going to be great. But Cameron played it. We're not going to go too much detail because we're going to have a special on it, but Cameron dipped his toes into the Oblivion gates, you could say, for the first time. I believe you've already got the 100% achievement. Yeah.
Platinum, yeah, the platinum trophy, yeah. I did more than dip my toe in it. I went under the water.
Yeah.
As I was an Argonian, I could swim. I was immune to poison, pick locks. I think Argonians haven't got a weakness. I said it. Quote me if I'm wrong. Breathe underwater.
They could breathe, yeah. I can't remember. They'll have a...
Pick locks.
Isn't that...
Burst the poison. Obviously, they should have a nerf. Sounds like such a multiplayer game.
Brilliant. Yes. But yeah, no. So Cameron, like we said, platinumed that and smashed it. I have not played it as much as I would like to have because I have been busy with work, some other wobbly game a little bit.
You've got a job, but I don't think we mentioned that.
Yes, and playing other games and just playing pro clubs a lot again. Had a phase where I tried out VFL, which is the Virtual Football League. It was alright. Might probably not go back because it's a bit too serious for my liking. But it was good fun when I did the few sessions. And we have had lots of gaming stuff. There's that blue. Is it Blue Knight you played? That has been raved about. Blueprints, not Blue Knight. Yeah.
I can't currently play it as there is a known PS5 save bug, which means that whenever I try to play from now, my progress won't save at all. And I'm on day 180. And I did all the requisite stuff for one of the hardest challenges in the game. And I had to leave my constant rest mode, and then just before I was about to do it, the application crashed, and I lost all the progress. So I really have enjoyed the game. It's like probably my game of the year at the minute, but I can't play it yet because there's a save bug that developers are looking into. I highly recommend playing it.
What else have we had? Have we recorded since Atomfall?
Yeah, just after I think we had Wrap On.
Yes, we did. So we've done that. We've had Assassin's Creed Shadows, which we've both played through.
Outlaws DLC next week.
Outlaws DLC's next week, and there's been loads of news coming out of studios. We've had Battlefield 6 playtests that have gone really successful, apparently. Unfortunately, Respawn.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it because we will, but which means they're probably not going to be making Titanfall 3, which makes me sad because I love that game. or Titanfall 2, not 3.
Technically, since we've last been on, the Switch was unveiled.
Oh yeah, we've got Switch 2 as well, which has got accessibility settings, which honestly
Nintendo and
no one
accessibility.
saw coming. No one in
Talk
the
about another
blind
thing that
community. No one in the blind community, definitely. Wait,
talk about another thing that nobody saw coming. The new Pope.
yep.
American Pope.
It's
God help with them African countries have oil. You'll be out there
God.
getting all the
You'll be telling them they need to donate it to the church or
getting all
something
the
mad next.
getting all the cardinals. Yeah.
What? So, Borderlands has got a release date.
Yeah, and a state of play. Oh, there's another little game I think got a release date as well. Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh yeah, they've pushed it back to May, which
Yeah.
I did see coming. They were going to delay.
Yeah.
It's always going to be pushed back. I think Rockstar Games, because they want it to be polished on launch. They don't ship anything that's
and
not.
To be fair, they don't really have that issue with games not being polished. There's always. And it was a very, very, very nice graphically, I would say.
It's always going to be because it's UE. Is it UE5 or do they use their own?
No, it's UE5.
It is
And they
UE5.
filmed on a normal PlayStation 5. That's not even the Pro.
Yeah, so it looks good. We got that, which caused a hell of an uproar because I don't know why people weren't expecting it to be late. Like honestly, it baffles me that so many people are like, "Oh my god, it's been delayed," and it's like, come on, that was always going to happen.
Yeah, I think most of it is people who are not in the gaming zeitgeist, sort of like they just play Grand Theft Auto, and like, oh, I've been waiting ages for this. Why isn't it a year? Oh, it can't be that hard to make, surely.
Oh, that's
You just use the same map and recycle it, change the assets. Where there was a lamppost, you put a palm tree. It's easy. Yeah, good tell.
Yeah, Chad Gamers. So I haven't seen it yet because we went and saw Rob Beckett last night, who was hilarious, by the way. Mathew, the Old Country, has also had a gameplay trailer. Was it a gameplay trailer?
And it's quite cheap as well.
It's $50, so 40 quid.
Yeah.
Which makes me think it's not going to be a massive game. It's going to be a story. Mafia 3 went too open world for me.
Yeah, I like Mafia 3.
I liked Mafia 3, don't get me wrong.
The music as well.
The music was great, the characters were great, but after the first 3 hours, I feel like it went from a great storyline to an open world game. And it did lose me. It did
kind of drop off.
Yeah.
It did drop off.
So I don't think they're going to... The Mafia Old Country, I think, is going to be very storyline driven. Very like the original two Mafia games where it's a bit more linear. I do think they're going to probably go back to that. And you get to ride a horse with a shotgun, and it's going to be great.
Yeah. Like I said, say budget title, £40 still,
Yeah, but it's not 80 quid for Mario Kart.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of 80 quid, Xbox as well, they've announced games are going to be 80 quid from, I think it's the start of next year. They also announced a console price increase as did PlayStation. Which, that's...
It's odd, because if you look at old consoles...
I think it's unprecedented, a rise mid-gen, unless it's like a new model. I think it's unprecedented.
What it is it tells me that they're actually probably not making them anymore.
Yeah, well, only PS6 and the next Xbox are 2027.
Yeah, but
which, to be fair,
that's 2 years.
Lines up.
Yeah, it does. We've done it again, and I don't know why, but in typical mine and Cameron fashion, we definitely haven't forgotten what we were discussing beforehand. Mafia 3, the linearness and the change in that.
Yeah.
And how Mafia, and then PlayStation, the rising cost of consoles. That's what we were discussing, Cameron.
Yeah,
and people are saying 2027 for the new consoles.
And I think I was just about to say a point, like, it don't even feel like this generation started yet, because I got WWE 2K25 in March, and it's still come with a PS4 version.
They need to leave.
It's on PS4, and it's hampering the development of, I think, FC as well.
Yeah, they're not allowed to make full use of the engines and full use of the consoles.
Yeah, because it would set people's PS4s on fire. processing power needed. But yeah, I think they need, even though I don't mind it sometimes because I get 2 lots of trophies. And I did have a message from a mutual friend of ours, Joe, yesterday, who's also a big PlayStation guy. How the fuck you got that many trophies?
Did he actually message you saying, how the fuck have you got that many?
Yeah. And I said, oh, I'm top 4,000 in the world, top 250 in Britain or something. No, I'm top 270 in Britain, top 2,500 in the world. Which, considering how many PlayStations out there, yeah.
So,
Maybe there'll be a bit about that on my YouTube channel.
if you ever
I've
need
started a personal YouTube channel.
accessibility advice on achievements, trust me, it's needed. Cameron is
It's
the
a
man.
niche. It is a
It's a
niche, but it
niche.
is needed.
Yeah. What did you just say, Cameron? You've set up a what? Sorry, we'll plug it again.
It's a YouTube account for me. We have the podcast YouTube account where videos will go up. And now I have my own where I have a few series in mind. Platinum Chronicles. I'll talk about some games I've platinumed. Plain to See. I came up with the idea for that at the time, and as Wobbles can tell because he saw my video, I got very excited about that. So I will talk about my special interest of plane crashes and what's caused them. So you might expect to hear about wasps, old parts being reused, and putting in the wrong type of equipment that caused the fuel level to not show as much as it had. And they went, and they couldn't park there.
Some people with autism like trains. Some people like airplane
Yeah.
crashes. It's fine. It's how it works.
Some like planes, some like trains, some like automobiles.
And some like video game menus. Hi.
Hi guys, I'm going to leap off a cliff if you don't have text size.
So yeah, there's been so much
Yeah.
to talk about in gaming, and
I think we've both lost our marbles a bit because this has been a chaotic episode. So
yeah,
far.
we've had technological problems, and I don't know
Not the only
why.
problems, no.
I'm just hoping my laptop isn't dying. But there we go. So that's we've very much briefly touched on gaming news, but I think we've got quite a few episodes lined up in the next couple of weeks, so we will probably catch up with that quite quickly and get on top of it. All I'm clear about is Oblivion. I'm not gonna lie, the Oblivion remaster came. That's my gaming dreams alived and trued. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
We are now going to move over to Open Goal, and we will start over there by looking at Cameron's championship predictions. So bear with us, and we'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Hello everyone, and after we've had 5 minutes to calm down and relax, it's now time for championship predictions in our section Open Goal. So if you are a big fan of the podcast, I know all of you out there are. There's nobody out there that hates us, truly. How could you hate 2 lovable guys talking about football, accessibility and gaming? Anyway, episode 2 of the podcast. That long ago, I still had a bit of hair.
Oh my god, we've been around for a year.
Well, nearly a year.
Nearly a year.
Yeah. Anyway, I did my championship prediction because out of the 2 of us, I would say I'm a bit more knowledgeable about the championship as my local team Cardiff, put the hat on, were played in the league.
Were in the league. Sorry.
Yeah, that's maybe a spoiler of yeah, okay. So I've got my predictions, and they are interesting to say the least. So first, let me get them up. Right. So, in the video, first off, I predicted 24th, Watford. I said they have Tom Cleverley, I don't think he'd do that well, he'd be sacked and they'd get someone else in. They did a bit better than I thought, they finished 14th.
But
at the end of the season, they sacked Tom Cleverley, failing again to the playoffs. Which
it's Watford. I don't know what they expect. They can't keep sacking managers. They've had more managers in like 4 seasons than I've had opticians appointments, and that's saying something.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you don't really need to go competitions, do you?
No, there's not a lot they can do in all honesty. But yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's the point. So, actually, 24th was Cardiff.
Where did you put them?
I will come to that. We'll get there. Don't worry. When I'm going through all the
Okay.
teams. Oh, actually, yeah. Right. No, when I get the position, yeah.
Yeah, go through that way. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll shut up now.
No. So 24th were Cardiff in real life. They were a bit higher up on my table. 23rd, I put Derby County. Now I thought they'd do okay. I think they had just come up. I like the manager.
Who was their
They
manager at the
did.
time?
Paul Warren
Paul,
used to be
yeah.
a Rotherham. He was like quite a likable guy. I don't know if he's still there actually. I haven't really paid much attention to the championship in the last 2-3 months.
My
So
laptop's
Derby,
again. Keep talking.
yeah.
There you go. You're back.
So yeah, Derby. I predicted 23rd, and they finished 19th. But they were, I believe, at one point in February, 16 points behind Cardiff, who were out the relegation place at that time. So they had a sort of great escape, and they did quite well. Plymouth I had as 20th. Plymouth actually finished 23rd, but I put them as 22nd.
Ooh.
So I was one place off for Plymouth. The Rooney curse continues. If he starts the season as your manager,
You're getting relegated. Yep.
So, yeah. So if he gets a job in the summer, fear for your team. I hope he don't go to Cardiff. I don't want to be in League Two. Yeah, and then 21st, I put. Oh, I should actually say who finished 22nd. Luton Town, suffering back-to-back relegations.
Mad. Honestly mad. Because they played good football in the Prem.
Only the fourth team ever to have back-to-back relegations from the Prem to League One.
Matt, I could not have. I wouldn't have put any money on that.
So yeah, it's rare. It's like, well, it's the opposite of Wrexham. Wrexham in the higher league, and I'm now, and
Mad.
Wrexham in League Two, and they win
Yeah.
the Prem. 21st, I put Oxford. Every Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, Mike, Bob, and Abdul for Oxford in their bottom three. I went no. I think they got some good players. A few ex-Cardiff players there. I think they'll do it enough to survive, just about. So I predict them 21st. They actually finished 17th. So I'm quite happy with that one. Then 20th, Millwall. Millwall, you know, Millwall.
Millwall. Everyone hates us. We're fucking Millwall.
East London club Millwall. So I thought they hadn't really had a good season the season before. 20th. I don't think they'd be in danger of relegation, and they weren't really, as they finished 8th. So, you know, it was a bit off.
Is that just inside the playoffs? Or just out?
No, just outside.
Just out seven's place,
Well,
isn't it? Yeah.
two places, yeah. Seven's outside as well. Portsmouth are in 19th. Glad to see Portsmouth hopefully getting their way back to the Premier League. I used to love watching Portsmouth, the Premier League, Yakubu and Kanu for a while, I think.
Yeah.
Ex-Arsenal striker. And they played AC Milan when they had Ronaldinho.
Did Sol Campbell play there as well?
Yeah, Sol Campbell as well.
Yeah.
So they finished 19th in my table, and in the actual table they finished 16th. So they finished one place above Oxford United. 18th, I had Blackburn Rovers. I thought they'd actually. I don't know why I put them so low. I gotta be honest. I'd have to look back at the video because the manager did pretty well when he was at Birmingham until he got sacked. And then they brought in Rooney, and then they got relegated, so that was karma. So, yeah, Blackburn I had as 18th, and they actually finished 7th. So, yeah, this didn't go too well so far, but I got some teams near where they are. Could be worse. 17th, Preston. So, I think one of, is it Twinks?
Twinks, yeah,
Preston
one of the
fan?
Pro Clubs lads, massive Preston fan, does home and away, I believe. every week.
So they actually ruined my prediction of what would be the first man to sack their manager, as they sacked their manager after the first game. And then they sacked the second man. They got rid of the next manager after the second game. So they have 3 managers by the first 3 games. So, but yeah, I thought that they would be a stable mid-table, sort of maybe relegation battle. In the end, they were quite in a relegation battle. They finished 20th,
20th,
so
didn't they? It was, yeah.
2 places for the relegation zone. They come down to the last day. But yeah, hopefully they can sign a few players, push on. Because, I don't know, they seem like a club, one of the... not mod, like one of the... I think they're one of the founder clubs, obviously, so they got that pedigree that, some teams like Milton Keynes Dons don't have.
Ooh,
You know, your,
shade.
you know, your,
When,
you know, your
what?
club's Tim Pot when you're older than it, when you're older than a club.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, 16th, I put Swansea City, and a month ago that was looking a good prediction. He just got out the relegation battle, but then they had a couple of results on the bounce, and they ended up going into 11th. Next, 15th, I put Stoke City, and again,
Hate
I was a
Stoke.
couple of places out. They didn't have that too good of a season. They finished 18th in the real table, 15th in mine. So again, I'm getting close, 2 or 3
In middle of the
places for
pack, yeah.
everyone. Yeah. I'm not a million miles off, like I am with some of my predictions. So 15th, I got Bristol City. Usually either fighting for the playoffs or just mid-table. I thought they'd have another mid-table season, but not. To be fair, this season they squeaked into the playoffs last day. They finished 6th, but they probably won't get the final. As of recording, they lost 3-0 last night in the first leg to Sheffield United. So
Football's a
yeah,
funny
they'll
old game,
probably
though.
be back in the Championship next season, but it's not impossible. And then we have 13th, Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday had that miraculous playoff victory a few years ago where they were 4-0 down in the first
Oh, and they
leg.
turned it. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that maybe because Bristol City fans are, but I like the manager Sheffield Wednesday, Danny Rowell, like a really likable guy. They have a few ex-Cardiff players as well, so I always sort of follow their results. I predict them as 13th, and they finished 12th.
Oof.
So yeah, it's one play. So far, I'm getting right, but I'm not a million miles off with all of them. I think the most I've been out to minute is a couple, like 5. That will change. That will change. 12th is Hull City. I thought it'd just be a boring season for Hull. I gotta say they got one of the worst badges in the league.
Oh, they did the rebranding, didn't they?
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
just took the club name. They took the club name off.
yeah.
So yeah, I predict them as 12th. I got the numbers right, but the wrong way round. They finished
21.
21st. So half a point for that, maybe no. 11th, Queens Park Rangers. And they had that spell about 10 years ago when they had Warnock.
They were, yeah.
Just over 10 years ago, when they were bouncing up and down. But they've been like established championship side now, like 10 years
Yeah,
now.
they were a proper yo-yo team, weren't
Yeah. Speaking of yo-yo teams, they come up next. So 11th, I placed QPR, and they actually finished 15th. So again, just a bit out. 10th, I put Norwich City, another team that used to yo-yo.
they? Oh, I hate Norwich.
Yeah, that's kind of thing because of the area you're in, I'm guessing.
Because of the what?
The area you're in, a
Yeah,
certain...
it's weird. Definitely
Suffolk.
Ipswich over Norwich. Norwich, right. The one thing I hate most about Norwich fans is they think they're a good big club because they've won the championship so many times. It's a trophy. I'll give them that, but it's the championship. I'm like, yeah, that's really good. But every time you come into the Premier League, you fuck it up and go straight down, and then you come back up and you think you're a big. Oh, they're not. They're such a small club, and it does me head in. But carry on. Sorry.
I like their badge, though. I will give their badge credit.
Cameron likes a canary. It's because it reminds you of the mines, doesn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, getting distracted from my heritage. I put Norwich as 10th, and they finished 13th. Beat Cardiff on the last day, but it didn't really matter at that point. Cardiff were already down. 9th place, I've put West Bromwich Albion in my table. I thought it'd be nice to see West Brom back in the Prem. They haven't been there for a while. They were always sort of, I think...
Again, up and downish, yeah.
Yeah, I think like the early years they were up and down, and then they had a good couple of seasons, but then since they've come down, they've been down. So I predicted them as 9th, and they finished 9th. So I got one bang on. So, don't ask me about the lottery numbers, but maybe some.
Yeah, you'd be one or two to the right or left of them, yeah.
Yeah. 8th, I put Sheffield United. They did a bit better than 8th, I thought that one of the teams that went down would be fighting for the title, or third. I thought another one would be in the playoffs, and I thought another one would be like playoff contention, mid-table, and I thought that would be Sheffield United, but yeah, a different team proved me wrong there. Sheffield United I had as 8th, and they actually finished 3rd, and I was quite good about that as well. They had 2 points deducted for, I believe, a transfer, something to do with a transfer. So they could have been 2 points better off. But yeah, they were 3rd and well clear of the chasing pack, but yeah, just fell behind the top 2 at the end. 7th, I put Cardiff City.
Sorry.
Be a good season. New manager in, get a couple of players, never really worked. They brought in Salah in January, who looked a really good striker. Everyone had hope in hell of getting back to the Championship. They want to keep him. He's the only player that looked like he could score. So yeah, I predicted them 7th, and they finished 24th.
Is that bottom, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
bottom. Yeah.
A bit off with that one. Maybe a bit of bias, though, to be fair. 6th, Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough always seem to be around the playoffs, or just underneath. And that was the case again. I predicted 6th. They finished 10th. Michael Carrick's done an okay job there, I think. I mean, it's so weird seeing like players who used to watch every week
being managers now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Jack Wilshere and Aaron Ramsey on the last day of the.
Yeah. Jack Wilshere, Aaron Ramsey, Michael Carrick, and then
Tom Cleverley.
I believe Tom Cleverley, James Morrison, West Brom for the last couple of games. Yeah, it's always weird, but again, I suppose it's like after the older fans who see like Tony
Mowbray, them, yeah.
Tony, Neil Warnock play. Jesus, if you watch Neil Warnock play, you must be old.
Yeah, no, Xabi Alonso's another one that's.
Yeah.
I know it's not Championship, but he's off to Real Madrid, obviously, isn't he? Because he's not signing for Barca, not signing for Bayern Munich. So I think that there's only one club where he's going, and it's the white and gold of Madrid. I think, yeah.
So I had Middlesbrough 6th, and they finished 10th. They had a rough outside chance the playoffs going into the final day, but yeah, they just fell away at the end. 5th place, I predicted Sunderland. Away the lads. Was that Geordies?
That's definitely
was
Newcastle. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a capital offence in the north of the country. You know
yeah. I am now banned from the north. I was wanted to go there as well. Anyway, Sunderland, they brought in a manager who sounds like a posh cheese, Reggie Libri. I think that's his name, Reggie Libri.
He sounds like a posh cheese.
Yeah. Like, something Tito would get M&S. Tito is a fellow streamer.
Who likes a Waitrose shop.
An all-round good egg.
Yeah, we like Tito.
So Sunderland are 5th in my table, and in the actual table, they finished 4th.
Oh, that's a good one, I'll give you that.
Yeah. 4th in my table is Burnley. Like I said, this was the team that I thought would be fighting for the playoffs. They did a bit better than that. an amazing record. Only 16 goals
Yeah,
conceded
it
all
was,
season.
again, Burnley just at the back. They know how to defend.
Hopefully, unlike last season, well, the season before last now with Company, when they just went for his style of play, attacking. It's never going to work. You need to be like defensively sound
Yeah.
your first couple of seasons in the Prem to even stand a chance.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So they finished fourth in my table, and they finished second in the actual table, and I'll go into the Premier League. Now, this is where things are interesting. Third, I put Luton Town.
Well, we've
I thought
discussed them earlier.
I thought Luton Town would be the team that would fight for the title alongside my top two, which, if you know your championship table, you kind of guess who's left. Yeah, it didn't work out that way. They had an awful season. I'm sure Wayne Rooney must have been in charge at some point, in disguise. Because, yeah, they had a shocking season. And now they will be in League One next season. So they've gone from playing Manchester City to playing Salford. Maybe. No,
It's Matt. I did not ever, because people said, a lot
Port
of people
Vale.
said Luton were playing good football,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
were just a lot of times they were just unfortunate. Or
I feel Plymouth were another side as well. They were quite unlucky. They had the striker Bundu. He'll get snapped up by a championship team. He will not play League One, 100%. Yeah, so I predict them third. They finished 22nd, so 2 places off. And then second, going up automatically, I had Coventry. Lampard's gone there now, and he's turned the corner. I think they were like mid-table when he took over, and he sort of brought that belief back, and they rocketed into the playoffs. And as of recording, they're playing tonight against Sunderland.
yeah,
So that'll be an interesting game.
That's a Nietzsche over Sweat Dog. That one.
I always say, like, I like to see new teams go up or teams who haven't been up in a while. So I don't want to see Sheffield United go up.
Oh, I'm fed up with
So
Sheffield United because I'll just come straight back down.
So I said to myself, I wouldn't mind any of the other 3 going up.
Yeah,
Sunderland, they haven't been in the league.
I'd quite like to see Sunderland or Cov, in all honesty.
Yeah, well, I think that's the only option. Poor Bristol. All that pitch vision the last day, and then they lose 3-0 in the first leg.
Rovers are better anyway.
Yeah, Cardiff won't be playing them next season either. They're in League 2, no?
Yeah, they got relegated. So did Cambridge. Sad times.
Yeah.
I know it's not Championship, but as of this recording, Cambridge have 8 players on the books and no goalkeepers because none of the players re-signed. So yeah, interesting times at Cambridge, which is my localish team.
Yep. Chesney jumping up the walls.
Chesney jumping up the walls.
But yeah, at Coventry, I still feel they were robbed in our FA Cup semi-final.
Everyone knows they were robbed. There's no thinking about it. They were robbed.
Yeah. I think they would have gone on to win it as well.
Yeah.
I think they would have had that belief, and and there we are. What I said about them, the better. We'll talk about them in a couple of weeks when the Premier League. We'll talk about our Premier League predictions. And I say, if something happens in our final that it doesn't involve a red team winning, I played a blinder because I did say I think they would get a trophy this year. But anyway, less about that now. Championship. Second, Coventry. And then, obviously, they actually finished 5th, so in the playoffs. But first, I put Leeds United.
That was a given, wasn't it?
Finishing first. Well, not from what I saw. I saw Luton, I saw Burnley, I saw Sheffield United. I think even some Cardiff fans, but Cardiff, I weren't that optimistic.
That's club by their size.
To be fair, looking at this now, I think 7th was club by us. But anyway, yeah, Leeds win the title. Burnley very unlucky not to win the title with 100 points.
It was interesting, wasn't it? Because Leeds were running away with it at one point.
Yeah,
and then...
I think that happened in a few leagues. I think it was one league. I think it's League 1 or League 2. I think it might be League 2. There was a team. Can't remember off the top of my head now, but they were like 13 points clear, and then they didn't win any of their last 10 games.
Yeah.
And they dropped into the playoffs. So it's hard, teams have won it before. Like, I think Leeds, I don't know if they won the championship. Didn't they go up to playoffs last time?
I can't remember,
I
but
know Burnley have won a. I think Sunderland won a, Cardiff won a, Sheffield have won a, Norwich.
Southampton have won it.
So,
Yes.
yeah, Southampton have
Yeah.
won in the past, I think. So yeah, but they'll be in there next season, so I'd be interested. I can't see them getting back to back relegated, but I might be a bit more conservative with my prediction for the championship next year. So all in all, I got 2 bang on and
And a lot in the middle.
lot sort of close
Yeah.
to where they were, and then 2 or 3 well off.
I think my Premier League's going to be 2 or 3 a few well off, because the Premier League this season's been a bit topsy turvy. But
Yep, moving on from that now.
don't.
Sorry to all Sunderland fans. Up to Sunderland. Wait, I'm banned in Newcastle now.
Yeah. Cameron's just making it worse for himself. On to this week's European fixtures. We'll skip the Wednesday game. We don't need to talk about that. Because
I thought it was it's difficult really. Being in a final of a European competition as a London club isn't for everyone. I mean, teams in blue and teams in blue and teams in white.
And the team in red. Fucked it. No, I've just got one name, Donnarumma.
Yeah, world class.
You can't even say anything other than 4 world class saves across the legs.
Nope.
And if you can't beat you can't beat a keeper when he's in that form, and we didn't score across 2 legs because of Donnarumma.
Yeah. Probably the best in the world.
Yeah, you can't all right. Everyone's like, oh, Slam won it again. It's like, but we've been in the Champions League 2 seasons again now, and we're already in the semi-final and lost down to a goalkeeper, and it wasn't anything other than Donnarumma was the difference across the 2 legs. But it's fine. I'm still happy with this season's performance. All right, Arteta doesn't.
Imagine what they could do if they had a striker.
Arteta needs to get silverware next year, or people are going to start asking questions.
I think people have already started asking questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's next season. He's next season or bust.
If he doesn't sign a striker by the start of next season, then I think he's dead man walking.
Yeah, because he's tried to kind of do that. Well, I asked for one and didn't get one. Then you need to be stern about it, then, don't you? And just we can't rely on Marino up front if Havertz gets injured. We can't do another season of that. But on to a much better, interesting game. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan. What a fucking 2 legs of football. Unreal.
BBC Sport did I think the top 10 Champions League games, semi-final, second leg. That was in it.
It's up there with the Chelsea, Barca, Liverpool,
Roma.
Liverpool, Barca, weren't it?
Oh, Barca, yeah.
Yeah, the corner taken quickly. But they're now saying is Connor Bradley because Trent left. Yeah. You've seen that, yeah. The photo shot to Connor Bradley onto it. I was like, that's quite funny, actually. Yeah. Unreal, and just the one thing that just stands out. I know they lost, but what a player, Yamal. Oh my God, he's 18 and he's doing that. Is he 18 or 17? 17, yeah.
Tito tried to sign him last year. It was amazing.
What, for Etsy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, no. It's just unreal.
Hashtag legal. Yeah.
I can't. It was just unreal. I've not seen a football match like that in so long.
I think at this same age, he's ahead of Messi where Messi was. At the same age, he's playing way more games.
It's crazy.
But there's a drawback of that where it could fall down quicker, so he might be 27 and hobbling like a goblin.
Yeah. But yeah, no, what a game of football. And the final now is PSG, who just play faultless football. Honestly, it's a systematic game they play.
It's crazy how they got rid of all the megastars.
Enrique said it, hasn't he? He just said, he told them all, he's like, you're not a superstar.
I'd like him to win it because, he's had a couple of years with his daughter passing away. But I wouldn't begrudge if Inter Milan won as well.
Everyone on that PSG team has got a job.
Yeah.
And it's the same at Inter. I mean, I said Barcelona, but I mean, everyone at Inter's got this a job, and it's two very, very systematic teams playing against each other now, and
Yeah.
neither of them have got a super like a world class super like not. They've all got world class players, but neither of them have got that superstar that
No.
wants the accolades, wants the highlight on them. They've got all of them. Both teams have just got teams of players that just want to get the job done, play good football, and win football matches.
Yes. Yeah, like, it would have been nice to see Barca in the final, like Yamal, because he's
Yeah,
like we said, 17.
he's going to
And,
win so much at that Barcelona team though.
yeah, they got La Liga, I think, not wrapped up, but close enough to wrapped up, I think.
And it's
Watch it cut to like Real Madrid at 20 points clear
yeah.
or something. No, but yeah. Obviously, then there was the lesser competitions, but still Europe in the end.
Yeah, just
There
not.
was the Europa League last night.
Uh,
I think the games were mostly done after the first leg, especially with the Tottenham game. I think
yeah, the
I
United
think that was
game
done after.
was
The United game was looking a bit. They were looking a bit cagey. They were 1-0 down, and then they just turned on. I think what they did, they went to the options and went from world class to beginner.
yeah. It's
But
weird though,
obviously,
isn't
I
it?
think
Because that
both Williams brothers were missing for Bilbao as well.
and they haven't had Ozai. Oyarzabal. Is that Oyarzabal?
Mikel Oyarzabal.
Yeah, I don't want to be because I know it's an English club and they're like should support an English club. They've dodged a bullet because that athletic team doesn't have their front line.
And they might just give them a tactical advantage, well, because they played in the stadium where the final's been held.
Yeah.
So they'll have some familiarity with them.
I
probably
do think obviously we've then got Spurs who don't want to compliment, but they've beaten a team that you've never heard of. So well done to you guys. Congratulations, you've beaten Bodo Glimt to get into a Europa League final.
Right. Here's the question now, and I think we're going to disagree on this. Who do you want to win?
United.
Spurs.
I can't see him lifted European
I
trophy.
hate United with passion.
I can't. Yeah, we can.
You hate Spurs with passion. That's well documented. I just think Andrew's going to do it. I think he did that quote at the start of the season. I win things in my second season, and he would look like the coldest motherfucker ever if they win.
Yeah, he would. I give up. Yeah, I think. Do you know what the horrible thing is? I like Andrew as a person.
Yeah, he's sort of the guy you can probably talk to on the pub. He don't take much.
He's exactly that. I was about to say, it's like the uncle you've got, or the uncle you wish you had, because he's just.
If he was English, he definitely would have voted Brexit. Don't get me wrong.
But yeah, I bet he'll buy you a pint in the pub and you chat shit with him for an hour.
Yeah, and he'll tell you about his latest exploits with his power drills.
100% about how he's built his decking in the back garden or something. Yeah, he just screams that uncle. But Spurs get to a final, and ironically, coming from an Arsenal fan, they bottle it.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think either should get in the Champions League.
No,
where they are in the league.
It shows you the quality of the teams in the Europa League when they don't allow the fallout from the Champions League into it.
Yeah. I think, to be fair, I think at the start we criticised the new format, but to be fair, I think it worked out really well.
Really enjoyed the Champions League. Like, honestly, 32 teams and it was great. And that's why I do think the Europa League has lost a bit of credit due to the fact that now you can sit there and go, well, you're not in the top 32 teams and you're not playing against any of the top 32 teams in Europe at any point to win the Europa League. So if you get a big club,
there's still some big teams that were in there, but like Leon obviously there was a miraculous turnaround by United. Sevilla was Sevilla in there? I think Sevilla were in there. Well, they were in the Champions League.
Yeah, no, I can't remember. Did we play Sevilla?
Yeah.
We played a Spanish team. Where did we go? Oh, I can't remember. That's going to do me head in. But
yeah. And then obviously there's the best competition of them all, the Conference League. You got the final. I don't feel that was a bold prediction. I think it was just a case of avoiding Betis Florentina till the final, which we did.
Yeah, but even Betis or Florentina, they're not the greatest at the moment.
But
They're not
yeah,
playing.
out of the teams in there,
Let's be
it was
honest. It
it was
very
one of
much.
them three.
Chelsea have Chelsea have got 9 fingers on that trophy already. It's just if they could get the last one on it.
I swear to God, if Anthony does a spin and scores, I will.
Imagine.
God,
An Anthony
no.
masterclass and he just bangs a hat trick in the final against you. Just imagine. The fidget spinner strikes again.
It's good though because I'm not being like rude to the teams we played. Half the word I can't even pronounce. But we haven't even broke a sweat really. We've been playing youngsters. We brought in a 16-year-old yesterday. Tito be proud.
Oh, did you see his fucking shin pads?
Yeah.
They were like the size of my mini deck. Like
Jack
Grealish has got bigger. Jadon Sancho just looked down, didn't he, and shook his head at him. It was great.
It's modern football and I don't know what it is, but it's mad because he's got GCSEs to prepare for them.
Yeah, and then he's going to be playing. He'll probably get an appearance in the final. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he just loaded the bench of youngsters
to get him a trophy, or yeah.
Well, to be fair, I think that's what he's done for it. He's given the youngsters because I think even if we play like a minute now,
you'll get a trophy, a medal. But Chelsea,
well,
the first
16 years old.
One thing I will respect is what would be good for Chelsea. It's not a competition, like it's not the best competition. Like you've made the joke, but it'll be cool for Chelsea to say that you've won all 3 of them in the first club to win all 3 of them.
Well, and the Club Winners' Cup as well when that was a thing. So technically 4, but yeah, the 3 that are active, which is I know it's not the biggest thing, like, but
yeah, no. So
with a team full of kids, you never win nothing with kids, but we could win something with kids.
Yeah. We've been going for an hour.
Damn.
So shall we?
That's 55 minutes longer than we're both used to.
Yeah. So, should we call it there, Cameron?
Yeah, if you want.
We've discussed our gaming highlights, we've discussed our actual lives, and we've discussed Arsenal.
Bit of football is back on the pod.
Football is back on the pod, and hopefully we can continue to do so. But I think that's a great place to wrap up the episode with, hopefully, at least one English team that I want to win a trophy, maybe win a trophy. But that's been...
We got four episodes left of this season.
Yeah, we've got all the guests lined up, I think, ready to go. So you will see one of them next time with us. But this episode has been a pleasure to be back filming.
Yep.
And it's like, we are back, and hopefully we won't be going anywhere. So keep an eye out.
Back stronger.
Back stronger. So in the words of Peter Crouch, back stronger.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out on our socials. They will all be in the dump. And we will catch you next time. This has been episode 26 of To Put It Bluntly. I've been the Wobbly Gamer.
And I've been Cameron Keywood.
Done!
Alright.